हरिः ॐ शं नो मित्रस्यं वरुणः शं नो भवत्पर्यमा शं न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शं नो विष्णुरुक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि कृतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारम् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति. Planets and the time of fertilization. This is the subject relating to the prenatal epoch, and a special study is required here. And I will just mention about it and leave it. I don't want to go into detail because a lot of calculations are there. And E.H. Bailey has written a book called Prenatal Epoch, and we tried with these calculations for few months, but even in the presence of the Master E.K., but we could not complete the calculations. Because a lot of calculations and very subtle calculations are required, and then we left it. So I am frankly telling you I did not deal with the prenatal epoch. In Indian astrology there are a lot of calculations are there with the prenatal epoch, but H. Bailey has written a wonderful book called Prenatal Epoch. If anybody interested in the calculations of that particular chart at the time of the fertilization, then they can specialize that book. But I did not specialize that book, I am telling you very frankly. Okay? If you take the egg in the womb, mother's womb, where you were fertilized before your birth, first your head was formed out of the spermatozoa, and then a tail came down followed by the spinal cord, and then the depressions of your eyes, nose, mouth, etc., and eventually the whole body through a period of 9 months. He is explaining about the procedure how a baby is formed in the womb. If you take the egg in the mother's womb where you were fertilized before your birth, your head was formed out of the spermatozoa. The first thing is head was formed from the spermatozoa, and the tail came down followed by the spinal cord. A tail-like portion came down as a spinal cord, and then the depression of your eyes. First the hollow depression is formed, and then the eyes will be formed later on, and nose, mouth, etc. And eventually the whole body through a period of 9 months. The whole body formed in the period of 9 months. The planets are, if the planets at the time and place of fertilization are taken into account, this is the point I am speaking about, the prenatal epoch. If the planets at the time and place of fertilization are taken into account, generally we taken into account the time of birth. Time of birth is when baby come out from the womb of the mother. There are 3 calculations. When the head come out of the womb of the mother, come out for first time, when we see the head, that is the one time some astrologers will take as the birth time. The second, few astrologers they will take when the baby totally come out from the womb, totally come out of this, and they place the baby on the table or whatever it may be, and it is the second calculation. When the baby touches the soil means the table or whatever it may be, that is the second. Some people take time of birth is the second thing, and most of the astrologers they take third one. Third one means the first cry of the baby. The first cry of the baby or the first breath of the baby. This is the third one. Some people take the first one. It is called Shishodaya. In Sanskrit, Shishodaya means appearance of the head of the baby, and Bhupathana. Second one, Bhupathana means when the baby was placed on the earth, on the table or whatever it may be. The Bhupathana. And the third is Rodana. Rodana means weeping. The first weeping of the child. The first weeping or the first breath, taken breath is the third thing. So here those 3 things It is difference of 1 minute or just something like that. No. In normal cases, and it will take just 2 or 3 minutes difference, not more than that. In normal births, I am telling you. But here it is different. If the planets at the time and place of fertilization are taken into account, when the first fertilization is taken in the womb, and if you know the planets of the time, the east indicates where your head is in your mother's womb. At the time of the fertilization, the east indicates the head of you in your mother's womb, and the midnight position indicates where your heart and lungs are in your position. The midnight means the fourth house. That midnight position indicates where your heart and lungs. That is the midnight position. And the midnight are in the lungs and position in the mother's womb, and the west indicates your lower organ, that is from the navel to the base center. The seventh house. Okay. And mother's womb, the west means the seventh house, indicates your lower organs, that is from the navel to the base center. The meridian indicates the position of your knees. The meridian means mid-noon. 10th house indicates the position of your knees. These are the 4 points, and you have to imagine your position on the mother's womb and superimpose it upon the position of the zodiacal signs on planets at the time of your birth. So, if you understand the signs, 12 signs, the first sign is Aries, that is the head. Okay? Just you correlate with this understanding. The first sign is not, I am not telling about the houses. Don't be confused between the houses and the signs. Signs means Aries, Taurus, like that. Okay? The first sign is Aries, that is the head, always in the zodiac. The fourth sign is the Cancer. Cancer is the sign of lungs and the heart. That's exactly what Master is telling here. And seventh house is the Libra. Seventh sign is Libra. First sign is Aries. And fourth sign is Cancer. Cancer indicates in our horoscope, Cancer indicates in our body the lungs and the heart. And come to the seventh sign, Libra, indicates our navel position. That's what exactly Master explained here. Tenth sign is Capricorn, indicates our knees. Exactly Master explained these 4 things here. You have to correlate these things every time, you remember that. The meridian indicates the position of your knees. These are the 4 points, and you have to imagine your position in the mother's womb and superimpose it upon the position of the zodiacal signs on planets at the time of your birth. So, here I explained about 2 calculations. One is the chart horoscope to the fertilization point, fertilization time. That is one horoscope. Second horoscope is the birth time. How do you know about your fertilization time? This is the problem here. So I will tell you one secret. The boy and a girl, 2 are yogis. Yogi in its true sense. Yogis means not who practices some pranayama, or who practices some meditation, or who practices some asana, something like that. We cannot call them yogis. They are the yoga practitioners. That's it. And somebody is teaching yoga very well, for example. We cannot call him as a master like Maurya or Kuthumi or Masriki or something like that. They are the yoga teachers. That's it. What the difference between the teacher and the master? A lot of difference is there. Teacher and the master, they are totally different words. Okay. So, why I am telling you this is, in its true sense, if a boy and girl after marriage, or after marriage or whatever it may be, I am speaking from the Indian side of things, and they prepare themselves, they understand the word sex, not for enjoyment. If they understand the purpose of sex is to give a birth to a child, as is a responsibility towards the nature, towards the creation. So then their attitude will be different. And then the boy and the girl, and the wife and husband, and they sit together and they think about how to give a birth to a child with a very good background. They select some time, and there are a lot of it is like a ritual. It is like a ritual. Out of 1 million people, if 10 people are like this, the way what I am explaining you here, the earth globe will be in a different dimension. It is not so easy, but I am explaining you the science. It is very useful. And then what they will do, they select a time, and their intention is, their will is to give a birth to a perfect being. They prepare themselves for it with some rituals, very pure heart, pure intentions, just to join each other, only to give birth to a child. Then definitely they will know the time when they meet each other. Definitely they will know that particular day, the time. Definitely this girl is going to conceive, and she gives birth. They know down the time. I know my friends, 1 or 2 friends, not so many. I know my friends, and this next day they will come and tell, okay, I can expect a child, and definitely she will become pregnant now. And after 2 or 3 months, when she goes to the doctor, and the doctor confirms, says you are pregnant. They know down the time. So if we don't know the time, but it is not possible. I am telling you, not in 10,000 we cannot find one person like that. Because when people are very young, they don't like to go to the meditations and go to yoga, or live such a life and live a saintly life or something like that. It is not possible to the youngsters.